It's me, Teacher Miss, and welcome to my channel. So, today I will discuss a little bit about 8% final tax and graduated final tax. So, naging hot topic po kasi yung 8% final tax because of Revenue Regulation 16 Series of 2023 requiring online stores to register. Especially, kunyari, Shopee and TikTok shops, you're supposed to register na po. So, ang effect po nun, you will have to, the Shopee applications will have to withhold taxes po from you. I would just like to clarify na meron po yung mga conditions, hindi po kayo automatically i-withheld. You can submit sworn, etc. But that's for another day. So, today po, dahil po doon, marami din pong nag-consider sa option ng 8% final tax in lieu of graduated tax and percentage tax. Ngayon, ang purpose ng video na to is to, kasi ang dami nagtatanong, nalilito sila, which one is better. So, i-explain ko sa inyo both yung 8% final tax or the percentage and graduated tax ng non-VAT taxpayer. So, this video is para lang po dun sa ang income is less than 3 million per year. Okay? Alright. So, okay, these are not new taxes po. Our Revenue Regulation 16-2023, nag-strengthen lang po ng implementation ng mga existing taxes. So, hindi po totoo na bagong tax po ito. Okay? So, normally po talaga, ang binabayaran natin ng tax as businessman is business tax and income tax. Okay? So, sa business tax, if you are non-VAT taxpayer, ang babayaran nyo po ay 3% na percentage tax and income tax based dun sa graduated na income tax table. Okay? So, later, papakita ko po yun sa inyo. Now, pag po lumagpas ng 3 million ang inyong gross receipts, automatic po nun, kayo po ay VAT taxpayer. Okay, pag less than 3 million, pwede pong non-VAT. Pero actually, pwede ka pong mag-VAT taxpayer even if less than 3 million po ang inyong gross receipts. Now, if ayaw nyo naman po magbayad ng percentage tax, you can opt for 8% final tax. So, bakit siya tinawag na final tax? That's because final na po yung tax na ibabayad sa iyo. You will not pay the business tax. You will only pay income tax. Okay? So, ano yung pagkakaiba nila? Basically, si 8% final tax, walang babayaran na business tax. Diretso na siya sa 8% and these are all based on gross receipts. Pero may i-deduct pa naman po na 250,000 allowable deduction. Pag naman ikaw ay below 3 million at non-VAT, you will pay 3% based on gross receipts po ito na percentage tax and graduated tax based po on your net income. So, yung sa net income po, lagi po siyang based on net na po siya, net taxable income. Meaning, bawas na po doon yung allowable deductions. Okay? And then, pag naman nag-opt ka ng VAT, yung babayaran mo na business tax ay yung net ng output at input tax and then graduated tax for your income tax. Okay? So, pero po, for allowable deductions, sa 8% final tax, 250,000 po yung deduction mo. Pag naman po, non-VAT or VAT, so may option ka to use OSD or optional standard deduction which is 40% or gagamit ka ng itemized deduction. So, that will work both for VAT and non-VAT. Ano po yung pagkakaiba ni OSD at ni itemized deduction? Si OSD po, hindi na po siya hihingi ng receipts. Automatically, 40% po ang i-charge for your allowable deduction. So, this will simplify everything, no? Pero pag kayo po ay mag-itemized deduction, you have to present receipts, okay? You have to present receipts. So, kaya lang, ang downside nito, pag naman malaki, mas maganda talaga yung OSD, no? Kasi madali siyang i-compute and you will not need to submit itemized deductions. Pero pag mas mataas naman ang yung expenses of 40%, lugi ka din kung hindi ka mag-itemize. So, you will have to find suppliers talaga na mayroong mga resibo. Okay, so explain ko very briefly yung RMO 23-2018. This prescribes the policies and guidelines and procedure in the availment of 8% income tax rate option for individuals. So remember ha, ito po ay option. Kasi yung usual talaga, 3% percentage tax and graduated tax for income tax. Okay? So, sino po ba yung eligible for this tax option? Kasi hindi po siya pwede sa lahat, no? Yung 8%. So, dapat daw po ikaw ay self-employed individual taxpayer, pwedeng single proprietor, mixed income earner, or professionals. Now, pag sinabi mong mixed, yung may compensation income and may business income. So, dapat ikaw also ay non-VAT filer. Kasi syempre, pag nag-VAT ka, automatic babayaran mo is yung net ng output at input tax. Okay, at saka dapat mag-express ka ng intention mo na gusto mong mag 8% income tax. So, yung business namin ng husband ko, we really opt for 8% income tax. Pero dapat sabihin mo, once you file, sabihin mo na you will opt for 8%. Kasi otherwise, yun nga, they will assume na ikaw ay non-VAT tax filer. So, sino naman po yung hindi pwede sa ganitong option? So, yung withholding tax agents, usually po ito ay mga large taxpayers. Non-VAT taxpayers na ang total annual sales exceeds 3 million. Mga minimum wage earners, employee-employer, yung may employee-employer relationship, and partners or of general professional partnership. Paano po ba ito i-compute yung 8%? To compute your tax using 8%, it would be your total gross receipts, ibabawas si 250,000, tapos times 8%. So, simple lang po siya, hindi po ba? So, remember, kahit ano po pong tax option ninyo, you will really have to file ng tax doon sa BIR. Okay? So, these are our references. I will post this in the description box. So, punta tayo dun sa example. Ano ba yung maganda? Okay lang ba mag 8%? Is it advisable? Dapat po ba mag non-VAT kami OSD? Dapat po ba kami ay mag non-VAT itemized deduction? Dapat po ba kami ay mag maging VAT register? So, kasi kahit diba, sinabi ko na kanina, kahit po ikaw ay hindi kahit po ang iyong gross receipts ay less than 3 million, you may still opt to file as a VAT taxpayer. Okay, so dito po tayo sa example. So, meron tayong case dito, no? Kunyari si taxpayer ay isang freelance bookkeeper. So, ang kanyang gross receipts sa isang taon, umabot ng 600,000 at ito ang kanyang itemized deduction. Cost of service niya ay 60,000, supplies 20,000, transportation expense is 7,500, rent is 48, utilities is 30,000. Total deduction niya is 165,500. So, dito, ang na-collect niya na input VAT is 2 million. Tapos, if the taxpayer opts for VAT, siya ay merong 64,286 na output VAT. So, we will have a video on this. That's for another day. Pero, kinumpute ko na po ito. So, ito yung magiging hitsura ng computation ng kanyang tax. So, pag siya ay nag 8%, ang gross receipts niya po, di ba, ay 600,000. Okay. Di ba, 250,000 lang yung kanyang deduction. So, ang magiging taxable income niya ay 350,000. So, 350 times 8%, ito po ay 28,000. So, ang babayaran mo po na tax pag ikaw ay nag-optional 8% final tax, 28,000 po. Pag naman ikaw ay nag-non-VAT, so ito pa din po yun, gross receipts mo ay 600,000. So, pag non-VAT ka, pwede kang mag-optional standard deduction, 40% or itemized deduction po itong isa yung ID. So, 240,000 is 40% ng 600. So, ito na magiging allowable deduction mo. So, ang taxable income mo ay 360,000. So, 360,000, ito po yung tinatawag natin na graduated tax table. So, dito po, ninyo titingnan, ito po yung table na susundan ninyo sa pagko-compute ng tax. So, we will have a video of this kung paano po ito i-compute. Okay. So, nandito po ito sa bracket ng 360 is nandito po sa bracket number 2. So, 15% ng excess ng 250,000. So, yung excess ng 250,000 times 15%, ito po yung 16,500. But also, pag non-VAT ka, babayad ka ng 3% tax. So, 3% ng 600,000 is 18,000. So, ang total mo na tax is 34,500. Pag naman ikaw ay nag-itemized deduction, ito po ang inyong gross receipts, diba 600. Tapos, ang itemized deduction niya po ay, total deduction niya dito ay 165. So, 165, this is the taxable income. I will post this material po doon sa description box para makita niyo po kung paano kinumpute. So, business tax niya ay 18,000. Income tax niya based on this table is 27,675. Total tax niya ay 45,675. Pag naman po siya ay nag-VAT, even if less than 3 million ang kanyang gross receipts, ito din po ang babayaran niya for the VAT, 62,143. Same lang po yung income tax niya kasi same lang naman sila. And she will pay 89,880. So, in this case, with 600,000 gross receipts and 165,000 na itemized deduction, the best option for you is to go for 8%. Okay? 8%. Kasi mababa siya kasi wala kang babayaran na business tax. Okay? Kahit pa mas malaki ang income tax niya, kung titingnan nyo po, mas malaki ang income tax niya versus pag nag-non-VAT OSD siya. But since hindi ka nagbabayad ng business tax, eto, mas mababa pa rin, mas makakatipid ka sa tax. Okay, let's have case number 2. Si taxpayer, same siya. Ang income niya ay 1.2 million at ang total deduction niya ay 535. So, ganito yung magiging hitsura niya. Okay, ang babayaran niya na tax for 8% is 76, non-VAT is 122,500, non-VAT for itemized deduction is 111, and VAT is 199,786. So, in this case, ang best option pa rin ay 8%. Okay, kahit 1.2 million na ang income mo, mas makakatipid ka rin. Ang laki po ng difference nila, no? So, in this case, ang itemized deduction po ay mas malaki kesa sa optional standard deduction of 40%. So, if you choose between the two, mas better po ang itemized deduction. Mas malaki kasi ang tax, ang expense niya. So, remember po, ang counted lang po ay yung mayroong resibo. Okay? So, hindi nyo po dapat i-compute na included sa allowable deduction yung mga wala pong resibo. Okay? Okay, let's continue. So, sa option na to, best pa rin po ang 8%. Now, what if ang iyong income ay 1.2 at ang iyong total deduction ay 730? So, in that case, ang best option for you is non-VAT using itemized deduction. Okay? Same lang po sila ng income, different po ng expenses. Now, case number 4 naman, what if your income is 1.2? Tapos, kasi dito si taxpayer po ay nagbebenta ng RTW. So, malaki talaga ang kanyang expense kasi konti lang naman ang tubo nila, di ba po? Okay, let's say 1.2 at ang kanyang cost of sales po ito. Ang kanyang cost of sales ay 800,000. So, let's just say ito po ay vatable. So, ang input VAT niya ay tumaas din. Okay? So, total deduction niya is 1,080,000. Tingnan natin yung best. So, in this case, ang best option niya ay VAT. Alright, so, I hope po nakatulong sa inyo yung video na to. Basta ang key lang po, the key really is to understand your cost structure. Ano ba yung percentage ng cost ninyo versus your selling price. That is very important to help you understand kung ano po ba yung tax po na gagamitin ninyo, no? So even for small businesses, it's important that we will have tax planning kasi small business lang po tayo. Every cent that we can save for our small business is very valuable. Okay. So, yun po. Pero usually naman, pag kunyari, freelancer ka po, wala ka masyadong receipts na nakikip, it's very difficult na mag-itemize deduction. So, of course, the optional standard deduction for non-VAT is a good option. Also, kung mababa lang din ang cost mo, you can use 8% optional final tax rate. So, remember po ha, yung 8%, hindi po yun automatic. Pag nag-file ka po kay BIR, you have to tell them na yun po ang i-a-adapt ninyo. Okay, I hope you find this helpful. Maraming salamat po. If you have questions, you can just message me. Mas nagre-reply po ako sa Facebook. All of my contact details are nasa description box. And also the references at yung Excel template nung pinakita ko kanina para mas maintindihan nyo po is also in the description box. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much. Goodbye!